everyone. Welcome to the Captain Swan podcast, episode 105. I'm Michelle, to the end of the world or time on Tumblr, and these are the people with me today.
Hi, I'm Daniela, and I'm Queen Swan 20 on Tumblr.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and I'm You Brought Me Home.
Hi, I'm Mai. I'm back. And I'm always fun. Sorry for my disappearing out. As some of you know, I got a job, which is really good. But it kind of took my time and made me sleep most to the weekend sometimes. So, sorry.
It's okay, you're back now. Well, before we get into the questions, because none of the questions were actually about the thing, if you listened last week and heard our spoiler talk for this episode, Ro made an observation that one of the script teases, which incidentally wasn't even in the fucking episode, but okay, Adam.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Wasn't in the episode, but whatever. It seemed to indicate that the flashbacks were taking place during the first curse, and some of us were not so happy about that. Now, having seen it now, what are your feelings about it?
Okay, I'm only going to last because I'm going to probably disagree with all of you.
You mean the one where Leroy was flirting with Mary Margaret?
Well, yeah, that was the script tease, but it did not happen in the episode.
Yes, I was confused because he just went to Anna, who you calling grumpy? And he didn't know who because this was during the Dark Curse, not after it.
And it was apparently just 10 years into the Dark Curse.
Mm-hmm.
So, does anybody feel the need to rant still?
Not me.
My thoughts was, oh wow, you just retconned your entire show.
Yes, I did. But I think it actually works. Worked.
Here's the problem though. It only works because they showed Emma in a good place.
Oh yeah.
If they just showed Emma, when what's his face? August found her sleeping under a bridge or whatever the fuck, burning that book, it would not work. And that's and I seriously, when they're standing in front of that door expecting and they're talking or whatever, I seriously expected some like kind looking matronly like foster mom from like from wherever she is at that point to come walking in and like invite her to like dinner or whatever, like all nice and stuff, just to give them the extra comfort that, hey, look, her life's not so bad. It'll be okay when she finds us in 18 years.
Okay, yes, that part I understand why they did it that way, and I think that if they had shown anything else, Charming most of all would not have gone through with it. He would be like, no, we're getting here now. But I think like it made Snow's decision at the end even more powerful, because Snow spent most of her life since meeting Emma putting Charming first. And I say that somebody, like, I do like Snow. I mean, I love her and I love Snowing, but she always put her people first, or put Charming first before Emma's happiness. And there was no way he could have known that Emma was going to grow up as unhappy as she did. But the fact remains, like, he technically abandoned her again.
Yes.
So I thought it fit in the concept of the entire series, and I mean, since they woke up, and in the whole before the live scene where she says, "We've taken way too much from you already. We can't take him too," and decides, "I'm putting you first," because I think it makes that moment even more powerful, because it gave us a chance to see one of the times that he didn't put her daughter first. So I thought that was a nice segue. Like, yes, I had my problems with it, but I think it worked.
You know, when I really had a chance to sit back and think about it after watching the episode, I wanted to be angry at them for leaving her knowing that she had a not so great life, but at the same time, I had to wonder what it would have been like if they had gone through, because I don't think that they were so caught up in just wanting to find her and get her back that they didn't really have an understanding of what they were in for should they do this. This is a new land that they've never been to. They've only known Storybrooke that has their people in it. They've never been outside of that. They don't know the real world. They don't know all how to live in it. They couldn't just walk in through that door and then grab her. Obviously, someone would probably call the cops because she's a ward of the state. They have no proof that she is their actual child.
They would have just done a DNA test.
Right, but if they got caught, they could go to jail, which would make things even worse. I think things could have gotten really bad if they had gone in there.
I mean, yeah, I kind of see what you're saying, but again, it's a fairy tale show, so they probably would just like whitewash all that away. My whole point was, did everybody forget what the original plan was to begin with? Like, Gold's going on about, if you do this, she won't be the savior. I'm like, did everybody forget that the original plan was for Snow to go with her and raise her, and then they were going to come break the curse? Like,
Yeah,
everybody community
right.
forget about this?
Like I said, it's a difference when it's 10 years where you've been cursed, and then to raising your kid from the start. Like, if Snow had raised her from the start, or Charming had raised her from the start, I think it would have been different, because they would have had more of like a system and more of a control on things. And I feel like they wouldn't have. Maybe they couldn't have. Remember, the curse was still in Storybrooke, so even if they tried, they wouldn't have been able to find Storybrooke.
Maybe.
Yeah, but we don't know that. I mean, Emma was fated to be the savior. Like, it's a prophecy. It's a thing. It's destiny. This is her destiny. If it's her destiny, she's gonna wind up there no matter what.
Yeah, but
So I don't see
up there because of Henry, and then so whole
because
mess.
that's how it turned out. It didn't have to be that way. Destiny is destiny. It's gonna happen whether you plan it to or not. All I see is Emma having a shitty life for 28 years, and then these people spend the next like 2 years still not putting her first, and then suddenly, oh wait, I suddenly remember that I did this thing 18 years ago. Here, go save your pirate. It just seems like too little, too late. And it literally came out of nowhere. I mean, they've been keeping this a secret from her since the curse broke. Really, it's yet another secret they've been keeping from her. And yeah, she understood it and stuff, but it's only after having gone through all the other, troubles that she's had with her parents and accepting they're her parents and all that stuff. So it's just it's a plot device that literally came out of nowhere, and that's why.
Oh yeah, I'm not arguing that it didn't come out of nowhere. I'm just saying it ended up working in the end. Plus, you can admit that was some fantastic acting by Josh and Ginny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it worked because they did very specific things right.
Exactly.
Like Michelle had said, if they had opened that door and they saw her being sent back by the Swans, or growing up in one of those really crappy
or sleeping under a bridge,
homes, or sleeping under a bridge, it'd be a totally different story. Not only that, but what frustrated people most of all was they took one of the most iconic scenes in the entire history of the show. Because the most iconic scene is obviously in the beginning of the pilot when he's riding the horse and he finds her in the coffin and he kisses her and she wakes up. But the second most is when they're walking down the street at opposite ends at the end of season 1, and she finally finds him. She's charming, and they kiss, and because the whole season was leading up to them being together again after being separated. And now when you see that it already happened once before, it's like, well, congratulations. You just anti-climaxed your fucking climax.
And why? And here's hold on, I have another question. Why didn't them finding each other and waking up with the flower thing, that true love's kiss, why didn't that break the curse?
There's logic.
Because it was supposed to be Emma, not them, I guess.
Yeah.
So what? True love's kiss is true love's kiss. It's supposed to break any curse. What the fuck?
Because the writers are stupid. I don't know.
They forgot. Remember, they forgot what true love's kiss is about.
I'm still trying to figure out why the pixie flower grew in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Zelina said that the pixie flower only grows when there's evil there. At the time, both Rumpel and Regina were without magic. They were not a threat. So there was no reason for any of the flowers to grow.
I think what they're explaining it as was like the evil was Regina being really evil to Snow.
How was she being really evil to Snow in that moment? They run into each other every day for 10 years.
Yeah, but remember last time she crushes the flowers and she was all like, oh, he's never going to wake up. So maybe it was that. Or maybe it was something Snow found.
Or it could just be the evil of the curse itself.
Exactly.
But again, Storybrooke doesn't have magic. It's a land without magic. That's the whole point. So if there's no magic, why is there a magic flower growing?
Maybe it was already there in the creation of Storybrooke.
It's just the whole thing just feels sloppy and
okay, here's my argument for the kiss thing. I love that kiss, the season 1 kiss. It's one of my top Once Upon a Time moments. But I don't think this scene takes away from that. If anything, it makes it stronger. Because they had the chance and they had to say goodbye once again. And it makes what they went through a lot more painful because they were like, okay, they could have taken the easy way out and been together, and there would have been no problem, no Catherine, no murder mystery, nothing. No thinking Snow is a whore. So they could have they could have erased so much pain and heartbreak, but they decided for the love of their people and for the good of everyone to go back into the curse. So I think that it makes that moment even stronger because after everything they went through, they finally together. And that's just my argument.
Oh, I'm sure the writers would agree with you. I just can't agree with that.
Oh, come on. Why are you trying to ruin my argument by saying those bastards would agree with me? I don't like
That's exactly what they would say.
Oh, God. I sound like an idiot. No, that was a blow to my ego, Michelle.
That you sounded exactly like Eddie.
Oh.
Honestly, there were a lot of other things in this episode that made it come off as sloppy and not well paced. Like when Regina, back in the flashback, when Regina and Snow met up in the forest when they were trying to find David. Okay, we all know that Snow is not the best liar, and it was obvious that Snow was lying. But Regina didn't seem to cotton on to this, or I don't know, maybe she just didn't have the chance to check. But
she tried to, and then got interrupted by Granny and company.
And then when they took the potion to put themselves back to where they were, David was unconscious, and Snow was back to being cursed Snow. Nobody, not even Regina, made mention of the fact that he was wearing not his hospital clothes, but actual like clothes. And they
Yeah.
didn't wonder where he got the clothes from.
Nope.
No,
last-
really, I agree that Regina.
Because
We actually thought that
Snow-
Regina in the flashback was way too smart for normal Regina. Like, she's not that smart.
because Snow had said that she saw him sleepwalk right out of the hospital in his hospital gown. So that's what he should have been wearing, not like a pair of jeans and a shirt and a coat. So he obviously had to get the clothes from somewhere. But she never asked.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of stuff that was ill-paced. And then, of course, that moment when David went into Gold's shop and said Emma's name, and Rumple instantly remembered who he was. That detracts from the actual moment in season 1 where he goes into Granny's.
In the pilot.
Yeah, in the pilot where he goes in to collect rent from Granny, and Emma introduces herself, and that's when you know that Rumple remembers. Big
Yeah,
and that was-
moments from the
and that was-
show.
I
that
thought
moment
was
was-
logical.
That moment with Gold was actually, in the pilot, that was actually debated for a really long time. Remember back in season 1, we all couldn't figure out when and where Gold figured
I
out
did.
it was the stuff and that he was awake, and that's the moment. It finally took Em and Eddie flat out confirming it, that when Emma says her name in the pilot, that's when he wakes up.
But here's the thing. I mean, I saw that moment. I really liked that moment because it was classic charming Rumple. And, like, I miss those kind of interactions. Because, like, I felt like Robert was actually acting in this episode. Well, except for, like, phoning it in, like he has for the last 2 seasons. Like, I felt like he was actually paying attention to what he was doing in this episode. So I thought that scene was really good.
I mean,
So I
okay.
think it made sense about the Emma thing because we already knew that his loophole was the name Emma.
I mean, the acting was great. I'm not saying the acting wasn't great. I'm just saying that it's just like that moment in Echo Cave where Snow says to her biggest secret is that she wants to have another kid, when oh wait, she's got this secret where she could have raised her daughter from the age of 10 but chose not to, and she and her husband took another baby and put all of Emma's darkness into it and chucked it down a portal. I mean, throwing these things out when you have a moment like that, later, it just shows that you didn't think everything through and that it's just sloppy, lazy writing.
But
And
we
that
already
kind of
know.
drives me
We
nuts.
already knew that they didn't think everything through. Like Regina's mess of a plot line is. It's just,
But okay.
like sometimes you just got to pick your battles, man. Pick your battles.
And then to see Regina complaining that everyone is getting on her case about hurrying up to break this sleeping curse because she did everything else, and they're like, oh, why can't you get this done? This is the big deal. And she's like, well, I'm trying. I'm like, yeah, trying in between when you were at the bar getting hammered. Were you really trying? Were you really trying?
Well, yeah, and then we got
I love Charming in that moment. Well, yeah, the curse you put us under.
yes, Charming does not coddle her and bless him for it.
Because she's trying to make it out like she wasn't the one that did it. And maybe she did not physically do it, but like
she's the one who decided to split herself in half, so it's her fault.
yeah, so she does have fault in that.
Yeah, and didn't she admit that like 2 episodes again that it was her fault?
Well, and
I remember putting a line in one of my reviews about it.
Well, and not only that, but then having this whole revelation, this episode, like if Snow knew about this the whole time and has just chosen to keep it a secret for however long it's been since Curse broke, that means Regina has 2, and it suddenly took until now for her to remember, oh wait, they gave up their chance to raise their daughter for all of you assholes. Let's all share the curse so that they can wake up. And I'm like, it took you this long to come to this solution?
Yes, but I've said it. Regina's not that smart.
I'm
Like,
just
it's
like,
true. In
oh
canon,
my
it's not.
gosh.
She's not exactly the brightest crayon in the box.
I didn't know. I
It's
didn't
just-
honestly didn't know you could dilute a spell by sharing it amongst.
But that's the thing.
people.
Wasn't as somebody pointed out to me, episode aired, wasn't a diluted sleeping curse what Maleficent was using to get high?
Yeah.
So again, and Regina discovered her like that. So why again did it take this long for her to come to this solution? Because we had to wait for the snowing episode for it to happen.
But hey, you can't say that moment didn't touch your heart because it was beautiful.
I know, me too.
Although the looks on their faces, they were all attempting to make the not full glass look filled.
Oh
Each
god,
one of them was
I laughed so much because it was so obvious that after like Jared drank, there was nothing else. So they were all trying to drink from a clearly empty cup.
Okay, well, let's get into some questions. This is from Anonymous, is anyone else kind of mad that we got really good Emma and Snow moments in this, despite the negative side of it? Like Snow saying she's putting Emma first after not having their relationship given any attention for 4.5 seasons over her other daughter, Regina.
I mean, yeah, I'm mad because it shows that they do know how to write it, but I've made my peace with it. Like, I know they're never gonna change, and at this point, it's way too late.
You know, they could say back in season 2 that the reason why they were doing it that way is because Snow had never had the chance to raise Emma, so she really didn't know how to be a mother just yet. That's a decent enough excuse for back then. But as the years have gone, as the seasons have gone by and shit has failed to change, I think it's just that the writers just said fuck it and just abandoned it for other things.
Now that you bring up season 2, and actually in season 2, she was being a good mother. Like in season 2 until half of 3A, like before Echo came and before the new thing, she was actually being a good mother. And then after Echo came, they just said fuck it and gave up.
Yes.
So it's ironic because season 2 they actually were doing it correctly. But like I said, and I've said this many times, like they obviously can only write one good parental relationship. So I'm happy with my Daddy Charming and Emma relationship because remember, we didn't have that back in season 2.
Yeah, because she barely knew him in season 2.
It's obvious that the way that they've written this is that she's closer to her father, and whatever relationship we wanted between them was kind of lost after the curse was broken at the end of season 1. They had a really good relationship back then before they realized that they were mother and daughter, and then once that curse was broken, just kind of
I mean,
I don't know.
but that's been one of my problems all along, is that they've really dropped the ball when it comes to the Emma Snowing relationship. Whether it's slightly better with Charming, but even then, it's just like the whole thing is fucked, and they've totally ditched it in favor of Snow coddling Regina, or the clusterfuck that is the Emma Regina quote unquote friendship. So it's just like, it just boggles my mind.
Especially when you consider everything that Regina, especially when you consider everything that Regina's done to them and put them through. I don't understand why she continues to coddle her and do all these things for her, and yet abandons Emma when she really needs her.
And that's why when we get to the moment where Snow finally, for the first time in ages, finally puts her daughter first, I'm just like, well, it's about fucking time. And I can't enjoy it for the powerful moment that it should be, because where the fuck has this been for 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
All right. Anyway, rant over. On to bigger and better things.
Mm.
I just had a really dirty thought.
Did it have anything to do with the scripties?
Oh, you know, my mind immediately went there when he was like, seriously, Yana? Seriously? You know what?
Gosh. Anyway, we'll get to that
I,
later.
my mind went there too. I saw scripties. It went to the
Honestly,
gutter.
I think everyone's mind went there.
Seriously. Okay. From Anonymous, question for the next podcast. What did you think of the Killian and Tiger Lily scenes?
Mm.
Well, I'm glad they didn't go to the bad place.
Thank you. Remember, oh God, Michelle, remember that day when we found out the rumors and how much we were freaking out about it?
Yes.
I think we were expecting the issue she had with him to be some big deal, and it seemed to me like it was just the same old, you were a pirate here, you treated us all like shit, so now I'm not really.
Well, I got the idea that there was more that we didn't know.
Well,
Like,
he did mention when he was talking to her, he did mention that there was something about Skull Rock.
Yeah.
That something seemed to have happened on Skull Rock, that he must have done something. But they never got into the details because they had to get into the whole "you love the savior" thing. Okay, question. Who thinks that Tiger Lily and the Black Fairy were a thing?
Me neither.
I don't know. What thing? Like romantic thing or like friendship thing?
No,
For
a romantic thing.
No.
What I want to know is, why is it that when one character says they were close to another, why is it that people automatically have to assume that it's in a sexual way? Why can't they just have been?
Because my mind always goes there.
I don't think it was a sexual thing. I think that they were close. They were friends, obviously very close friends, and I don't know. I mean, we won't find out until episode 19 what her background really is, but whatever it was that happened between them both, I mean, it was enough to make her give up her wings and stop being a fairy.
Oh God! Can we not get into the whole Tiger Lily was a fairy thing, please? Because that was just came out of left field, and I'm just like, what the F? And if I were a Native American person, I would probably be a little offended.
Okay. I mean, at least it's another American, African. I forgot the word. I can't do words right now.
If we have any Native American listeners, could you please tell us if you were offended by Tiger Lily being a fairy? Because I don't want to speak for you.
Yes, at least there was an American actress. I mean, I don't like giving them points for not whitewashing. Like, considering their history, they give them like slight 0.008 point of a point for not whitewashing.
Yes, that was good.
And I mean, if you ignore the whole fairy thing, which, like I said, pick your battle. Like, of course, they
if I pick my battles, I'm never gonna rant about anything, Mai.
Regina, I picked that as my battle, and Regina and Rumple are my battles.
Okay. But okay, so she mysteriously has this chunk of wood that will stop the blackberry.
I never know. I think we'll find out more about it in her episode.
Apparently, it's a part of the most dangerous and powerful wand ever made, I guess.
Isn't that the Black Fairy's wand?
But
isn't that why the fairies guard it?
I guess it's even more powerful than that.
What is this, the Elder Wand? Did Tiger Lily have the Elder Wand or something?
I don't know.
Maybe it was originally a part of the Black Fairy's wand. Or the thing that the White Fairy's wand was made of.
Lisa, it's Grim. They're pulling a Grim.
Oh my God, no.
Well,
No, 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 no,
It seems
no.
to be the only sci-fi show
We've
we
already-
haven't copied.
We've already seen the Black Fairy's wand because it was used at the end of season 3 to open the portal back to.
But I thought the most powerful wand was the sorcerer's wand.
It should be. It should
What
be.
the
My
hell?
head hurts. This
Oh,
is
God.
my head. You're killing my head right now. I'm
But
trying
we've also already seen the Sorcerer's Wand. It's not missing any pieces, and currently it's in Regina's custody, I think.
Oh God.
Well, hey, maybe this is the thing that wands are made of. You know?
What?
I don't know, man.
Like, maybe
Didn't-
this piece of wood is what makes the wand. Sorcerer's wand.
So basically, you're saying we need Mr. Ollivander to explain this wand shit to us.
I'm guessing.
I know. Wait, I am not caught up on my wand lore, okay?
The one chooses the fairy.
Hey, you
The
stole
wand chooses the
joke.
fairy. I love
You
it.
stole my joke. I was just about to make that joke. Aw.
Sorry, I beat you to it.
Aw. That's not fair.
Okay.
If we did titles for episodes, that should totally be the title of the episode. The wand chooses the fairy.
I will say this though, and it was really obvious too. Without Pan being there anymore, the Lost Boys have kind of lost their luster. They're not. See, the way that the Lost Boys were played back in season 3 with Pan there, they had this. You could sense the threat that was, and the danger and the evil that followed them. Now, now it's just a bunch of Lord of the Flies teens that like to make trouble.
Yeah, that's why Tyler literally was like, "Fuck you all." Like, they
But-
probably lost their power.
For all that, for all that happened, I will forever be thankful for. I don't even care that the magic that enabled Killian to cut off his shadow was shady and came out of nowhere. If you give me a good scene out of it, I will swallow a lot of garbage.
Yeah,
And
that scene was
Him
amazing.
cutting off his shadow and trying to get away, and then realizing that the Lost Boys were too strong, and sending the chunk of wood on without him and his hook, incidentally, and then dropping the hook off. And the shadow like cupping her cheek. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm
Oh,
like
no.
dying.
Using the hand that he no longer has.
Okay, wait. No. It was
No?
reversed. His shadow was reversed.
Ah,
That
nice.
was his right hand. His shadow was reversed. The other hand had a hook.
Ah,
Yeah,
see, I
when-
wasn't.
when they
Sorry,
shot,
fandom.
when the shot pans out and it's Emma looking at the shadow, you can see the hook on his other hand,
Yeah.
on his right hand
shadow's
and his left
reversed.
hand. But it's still, that does have kind of a lot of meaning because it's he's able to caress her face with the hand that he hasn't had in a very, very long time.
No, the shadow's reversed, everybody. That's
I
his
know.
right hand.
I know. I'm just
I
saying.
think it's left hand, so.
Just accept the fact that the shadow caressing her face and essentially saying goodbye. I mean, it was a
Yeah.
beautiful moment. Yeah. I was just like, where
It
is
was.
everybody getting this from? His shadow's reversed. Hello, everybody.
See, I wasn't paying attention to the shadow being reversed. I was too busy crying.
And
Well, I didn't
the fact-
realize it until I saw the screenshots after, and I was like, oh.
the fact that
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy crying throughout.
the fact that the shadow is
Me too.
able to express that kind of emotion, period, because most of the shadows
Mhm.
don't. And you could see it when after he dropped the hook, and then she asked him where was Hook, where's Hook, and shadows can't speak, but you could see the emotion all over his face
Mhm.
and the way that his eyes got soft and how he looked at her. And I was like, oh
Mhm.
my God, this
Although-
is so much. The emotions.
Although I'm kind of going, Emma, really? Shadow comes and gives you a thing, you can't figure out where he is?
It was an emotional moment. Okay?
I mean, I'm willing to accept that she was emotional and not thinking clearly, and that's why she couldn't figure out where he was. But I'm just like, Where do we know? I mean, she literally watched Pan's shadow almost rip his shadow out of him. So I'm sure if she'd had time to like think logically, she would have figured out where he was.
Exactly, but it was, like I said, it was like she had to figure it out that in that second too. No time to.
That whole thing was fabulous, and it came out. It was unexpected, and I loved it.
I'm just glad she got to him when she did, because if she had been a second too late, those boys would have ripped him to pieces.
Lit him on fire.
Yeah, they were about to rip him to pieces.
He was gonna get burned at the stake.
On Easter Sunday.
Okay, so before we get into what we really want to talk about, we've got a couple questions about the Black Fairy.
Oh, can I just say Jamie Murray is doing a fantastic job. Like, I don't really find the need for a Black Fairy. Like, the whole idea of the Black Fairy as the villain, or the final villain, is still highly ridiculous to me when the bullet is right there. But she's doing a fantastic job at it.
Oh yeah, I keep saying, the acting still continues to be stellar, except for Bobby, who strangely phones it in.
Well,
but other than that,
this episode, Bobby went like.
This episode he was fine. But I'm talking about like other times.
Oh yeah, he's been phoning it in for like 3 seasons.
Yeah. So the acting continues to be great. My problem continues to be with the writing, as we all know. Okay.
Don't expect more then.
Okay, so first question from Anonymous. So could we all agree the Black Fairy being the big bad of the finale of the final battle is A&E's cop out, because it was originally supposed to be Rumpel / Regina, but their love for them self-insert was too strong, so they ruined everything. And no offense to Bex, even though I love her, Selena should have stayed dead because she literally had no purpose after 3B.
Considering that you said that like 5 minutes ago, you know I agree.
This is true. This is true.
And I said that without even knowing the questions. See, I'm psychic.
Yes.
I find nothing wrong with that statement. That is correct.
Yes. They're like, oh, we brought Regina too far, and we can't not redeem Rumpel for some bizarre reason, even though we made him do all these terrible things. Oh, wait, let's do Rumpel's mom and make her the greatest source of all evil.
Also, the thing about Rumpel is that literally he was being the most evil douchebag 5 minutes ago, but that's all forget happened. And let's all forget that literally the only reason Gideon isn't the problem, he said, was because everyone was too fucking terrified of Rumpel.
Okay, so second question from Anonymous. Do you guys think the Black Fairy was supposed to be the reveal at the end of the Captain Swan movie instead of Elsa? And is anyone else so mad they wasted so much money on that mansion for the apprentice / author bullshit that we didn't get Emma's house until 5A? Yes and yes.
Bobby.
I mean, I don't know if the Black Fairy was originally going to be.
No, I don't either.
Like, I don't think they ever planned to show the Black Fairy. So this was just an, we need a villain. Oh right, there was this thing that we mentioned a few seasons back. It could work.
Pretty certain that Elsa was always planned for season 4, because that's at that time that was when Frozen was the cash cow, and they were trying to take advantage of how popular the film was. Am I mad about the house? Fuck yes, because they barely used the fucking house. And they could have gotten a lot
even
more
now they barely use it.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody asked me, I hadn't asked, the other thing about the spoiler picture that we shall get into later. And I was like, well, I'm not surprised, because look, we barely see the Captain Swan house, and it doesn't even, and when we do see it, other than the telescope, there's nothing like personal about it. It's just a house. It's a really nice house, but it doesn't look like anyone lives there.
What I'm frustrated about is that they wasted so much money on the fucking mansion that might be in one episode out of 10, where they could have put the money into a nice personalized Captain Swan house or apartment or something.
Bedroom.
Or bedroom that they use a lot
more
often, and not just more often, but earlier. They could have done this earlier had they not wasted all this money on the fucking sorcerer's mansion that you might, in the last 3 seasons, you might have seen it, I don't know, 4 or 5 times maximum.
Yes,
I mean, she could have had her own place in season 4.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
come on, we know they don't know how to manage their own budgets.
Which it would have made
That's
sense for her to
always the
have.
problem.
It would have made sense for them to do that for her in season 4, because that's when she was fucking dating Hook, and she needed privacy to, sex up the pirate. She didn't have the piracy to do the bang bang.
She didn't have the. It sounded like you said she didn't have the piracy, and I'm like,
That too. And I was like, literally, the only place they had to have sexy times in season 4 was at wherever Hook was staying at Granny's, which
Yeah,
in that cut script scene from 414, Emma did stay over at Hook's house or Hook's rooms at Granny's.
Yeah, but I can't stay there because Granny Wolfierce would have heard everything.
So what? I give zero fucks.
they don't care. I'm pretty sure they've had sex throughout Storybrooke. That's my headcanon.
That's my headcanon too.
And they've had sex in Granny's, they've had sex on Park, they've had sex in the Jolly Roger. Because I'm sorry, those two are total exhibitionists. So they totally had sex.
No, please no. Don't compare them to the rapist Shark Bass and Blair. They would do that, but not my Captain Swan. No.
Any Captain Swan fan at this point that still wants to argue that they haven't had sex is living in their own fantasy land. They're about to get married. They've had sex, okay?
They give each other sex size every 5 seconds.
Emma is not the type of person to say, no, I want to wait till I get married before I have sex. That's not her way.
Mm-mm.
Trust me.
She's I only go when is as far as I go, Swan. She's the first. I mean, I get early on when they were first dating, they might have wanted to wait, but I guarantee you during that six weeks apiece, they had the sexy times.
A lot of times, in many different positions.
In many different places. On the hood of the bug, in the bug.
Okay.
Probably in Stowing's apartment when they're not there.
Yes. Oh, come on. It would have gotten them off to know that they were having sex in her parents' apartment. That's probably a turn on.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. In the bathroom at Granny's, in Killian's room at Granny's, on the Jolly Roger once the Jolly Roger showed up.
On the back of the Jolly Roger,
up in the crow's nest of the Jolly Roger.
for all Storybrooke to hear.
In the beach.
Sexy times have been had, I can guarantee. I wouldn't even be surprised. I wouldn't even be surprised if she drove up onto that overlook. It's like a Lover's Lane type place that overlooks the entirety of the whole town. You can see the whole town from it. Yeah, definitely.
Nice picnic by the beach.
Oh dear.
All kinds of places.
Okay. Next question.
Okay, so the heart of the matter here. Hooked on Killian for Life 28. Question for the next podcast. What did you think of the second proposal?
I love it. I cried.
I cried. There was another crying. I watched it like 8 times and I've cried all 8.
I was just happy, so happy that finally Killian got to do it his way, on his terms, and he got to be the one that was in because everything else in the relationship has revolved around her. He's let her lead in everything. Even the first proposal was fucked up because she found the ring and bullied him into it, and there was all that angst that was hanging over them.
Unnecessary.
So now he finally had the opportunity to do it free and clear on his own terms. And because she got down on her knees,
that was my favorite part.
They were as equals, which is everything. Just everything.
I love the speech because that was my biggest complaint about the first one.
Yes.
Other than the lying part.
Yes.
There was speech because Killian is a dramatic motherfucker.
Yes.
No.
Amen.
I love him, but he's a dramatic fat motherfucker. And the fact that he didn't give her a romantic speech, he was always like Bruce's.
You're breaking up, my.
Oh, I said it was Bruce on my heart.
Yes.
So, the fact that and I love the fact that he didn't give her any "will be okay" because they don't know if they'll be okay. They don't know how the final battle will go. They just know they have each other, and that's all that's all that's worth it. Like, I promise I will never leave you. I promise I'll be by your side no matter what happens. And that's, I think, my favorite part of Captain Swan. That they've never left each other. Like, if they don't have to, they've always been by each other's side. Even when they didn't like each other, they were still by each other's side in the tough parts.
Well, okay, yeah. Never mind.
I do have to say this one thing, which I was like, well, Killian, you are the fandom. When he's pulled the ring out and he said, I have to do one more thing before I get thrown into another portal. I was like, Killian is the fandom. I understand your pain, man.
And of course, that's foreshadowing because we all know what's coming.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
so ridiculous that even he can recognize the fact that they've been parted from each other way too many times.
I love the fact that even though we didn't see them on the screen, I love that Henry was watching the proposal. Because and technically they were asleep, but he proposed to her in front of her, the most important people in her life. So, minor thing, but I think it was important to me. Because I love the relationship they have with Henry. So the fact that Henry was there witnessing it, I was like, yes, that's good.
I don't care.
It's
My favorite bit though, when he says, "Will you marry me?" and then she gets down, she kneels down in front of him. He sort of has this look on his face, like, "Was that not a good speech? What's going on? I'm confused." And then she continues to not speak, and he continues to look more confused. And then she just lays her hands on his shoulders, and then she's just like, "Yes." And I'm just and the smile on his face, the smile on both of their faces. I'm just like, kill me now.
And the happy tears. I like the happy tears. The happy tears were say also on my happy tears. And I cried. And I was writing the review when I was crying.
Holy crap. And then the look on her face while he's putting the ring on her finger and he's not looking at her, but she's looking at him. And I'm just like, kill me. Just kill me.
Girls from love.
Let's not forget that this didn't end going into the mayor's office when she was breaking the curse or trying to break the curse on them. They were like all over each other in that room.
Yeah, he was like, no, my parent, he's not leaving my side anytime soon.
Yeah.
I love Kamala Swan.
And all hail Killian Jones for being the most kick-ass hero ever, because everybody else was looking at the queen like she was crazy for them to even ask, and he was the first motherfucker to step up without even hesitating.
Yeah.
And props.
Although I'm a little confused about the whole "if it wasn't for them, I'd be Ash" business. Like, when did this happen? Did I miss something?
Yes.
What are we talking about?
Never mind. You know how the Lost Boys would have wanted to burn him alive.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, because if they hadn't, she told him that they gave her.
Okay, yeah.
Way to get to him. If it wasn't for them giving that up, he'd be dead right now.
Because I'm like, we've saved Killian's life so many times. I can't figure out which one he's talking about.
The only thing that I kind of
oh shit the shot of them on the floor, that's totally how they sleep.
It is very painful. Shot.
You realize that when they did that shot, that they probably had everybody lay out on the floor, and then they did like a pan up, which means that Colin and Jen had to actively decide to lay on the floor in that way.
Uh-huh.
Of course.
Is this a foreshadowing that Captain Swan is gonna get a wedding night, or am I crazy looking?
I mean, I want a wedding night, but we're not gonna get it.
We're not going to get it. Spoilers already indicate we're not going to get it.
I know.
And I'm
I
pissed.
I doubt they're going to have time for a wedding night. I'm pretty sure that they're going to get separated not long after the wedding
Ceremony.
takes place.
But anyway,
They don't even get a dance.
we'll talk about the wedding stuff here in a minute.
I
Let's
was more
finish.
kind of I think I was flabbergasted with. I mean, I'm happy that Charming and Killian came to terms and that they ironed out all that, but the fact that Charming just forgave us, you changed, you're a different man now. I'm like, that's great, awesome. Why did we need 5 episodes of angst?
Because
Yeah.
the writers are stupid.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, and as I have been saying the whole time, this was never about Captain Charming. It was always about Captain Swan. It was always about giving Captain Swan
The worst
angst.
part is that the Captain Swan angst literally got fixed in 5 minutes because they were like, I fucked up. I fucked up too. I love you. I love
Yes,
you too.
and that drives me crazy. I mean, I'm so beyond glad that Emma acknowledged that I'm not saying she did anything wrong, but that she did not make it easy for him in that moment to admit the truth, even though he should have, and he recognizes that he should have. So she's saying, yeah, we both fucked up. It's okay. But it still drives me nuts that they raise serious issues with both of them in these episodes, and it's never going to be discussed. I mean, I'm beyond thrilled that they're back together and they're engaged and we're going to have a beautiful wedding, but why bring up those kind of deep-rooted issues this late and then expect us to still believe that they're ready to get married because they're true love?
Because I guess they wanted him to get over that last hurdle as quickly as they could so that they could.
But there shouldn't even have been a hurdle. These are issues that they've confronted 18 times a piece.
I know. I know.
But because I repeat, the writers are not good writers.
Yeah, they
That's
suck.
They have no concept of characterization. Well, kind of a bit of a concept of characterization, but timing and motivation, it goes over their heads.
I mean, that little 5-second exchange right before the proposal is literally all we're going to get.
Yep.
And it kind of bugs me.
Me too.
I might have to write a fic.
You were going to write a fic even without it. You're
Where
beginning to.
where after the curse breaks, they go home and they have a talk and some sexy times and
Yes, we're not gonna see those sexy times.
clear the air.
They don't wanna show it. Why? Because they don't care.
Because they're fuckheads.
Yes.
And it's so bizarre because the whole sex thing is so weird because other than snowing in season 2, they have never really shown sex in a good light. Like it's always the evil people having sex, or
Yeah,
it's the creepy sex with Outlaw Queen.
No,
or
don't remind me of
something bad,
Golden
and
Queen.
I'm
Please
like,
don't remind me of Golden Queen. Please no.
and I'm like,
I mean, here's the thing.
why?
Because they still claim it's a family show, and they have a very, very backwards view of sex. Like sex is evil, so only evil characters can have sex. There are heroes; they cannot have sex because,
Despite the fact that Snow's been pregnant twice and has produced children, it was just magic, guys. Snow got pregnant by magic.
Well, with this show,
I'm just like, I mean, I did not want to see any bagel implied sexy times. I don't need that because I have eyeballs and I'd prefer not to wash them out with bleach. But, but seriously, you can't. I mean, this is the same show that had Emma wearing see-through shirts where you could literally see her bra through them in season 1. Yet we're still trying to claim it's a family show and she's not allowed to have sex with her pirate.
Yeah.
Say what now?
Yeah,
Let's not forget let's not forget, in one of the very earliest episodes of the show, Emma answered the door wearing nothing but a tank top, a bra, and a pair of red panties.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously, somewhere between season 1 and season 2, they decided to rethink the direction the show was going, and they made it more family friendly, I guess.
Well, no, yeah, they still have all the rapes.
Exactly, and they show the freaking Golden Queen shit, and we're supposed to believe that this is a family show.
Well,
I just don't understand. I mean, I think it would be better to show sex in a healthy way rather than constantly evil people are only allowed to have sex.
Yeah.
Or you're only allowed to have creepy sex in the case of Outlaw Queen.
No, Outlaw Queen is cute. Golden Queen is disgusting.
No. Outlaw Queen in the crypt was not good because fake Marion was frozen 3 feet away.
Exactly.
And they did it in the library.
They were shitting on his dying wife who was frozen 3 centimeters away.
But she was a leader in disguise, girl.
No, that was her icon.
That doesn't make it better.
Yeah. Originally, she was Marion.
Yeah, the whole thing. I mean, I just don't get it.
And until they saw that people didn't like the shitting, that they brought up the Selena thing.
I mean, but we were allowed to see Graham getting out of bed with Regina, but I'm not allowed to have Captain Swan have a post-coital scene, like.
Doing.
We even got Bagel Fire and Tamara.
Oh God! Don't remind me. Brain bleach.
Post-coital for Captain Swan. Jesus, we can't even get Killian out of a jacket. much less him getting out of a bed. And all because of that goddamn hook.
Like I said, they always lose at their budget battles.
But that's the thing. A post-coital scene would be easier than no jacket because he just has to hide his arm under the sheet. We don't even have to see the stump. He can hide it under the sheet.
And they've already done a scene with him without the thing on in season 2 in the hospital.
He was wearing the big fluffy robe though.
No. Remember the scene where he lifts his arm up and says, "Can I have my hook back?"
He's wearing a big fluffy robe in that hospital bed.
No, you actually saw there was.
I know that, but the reason why they could do it is because he was wearing a big fluffy robe, and that was CGI.
Yeah.
Like I said, they suck at their budget battles.
And it looked fake. Like you could tell it was CGI. They probably had him wear a green glove, and they just waited it out.
Yeah. At this point, if Once Upon a Time doesn't get renewed, and this is gonna be maybe the last time we're gonna see Captain Swan on our screen, we're never gonna get sexy times. So we're just gonna get them getting married and being sheriff. Couple in the.
Are we going on to spoilers now? Because
yes, we're going on the spoilers. Okay. We're going on the spoilers. Let me ask a question.
Spoilers. There.
Yeah, I don't have a siren or anything. If you're a spoiler phobe, run now.
I just want people to know. I mean, no, we do not have a consensus yet. We have not heard anything from the network, from ABC, from anybody involved.
And we're not going to hear anything until after the finale because they don't want to spoil it.
So don't take what I'm about to say as gospel, like, oh my God, the show's ending. No. Just listen. Kat, who lives there, was there in season recently, like a couple days ago, and she said that the normal Storybook like signage that is up all year round, the one that's up over Storybook Bread and the one that's at Granny's, all the stuff that they normally leave out is gone. Which means that does not mean that the show is over. It just means what we've suspected, that if it continues, they are not filming in Steveston anymore. That they will be changing the location, probably coming to California instead.
Wow.
Because it's cheaper.
And it's
I thought the Blu-ray was cheaper.
Well, I think because so many shows film in Vancouver now that the tax breaks aren't what they were. So I mean, Lucifer is coming from Vancouver to LA. So I bet LA is to be competitive. They don't want all these shows to leave LA, so they're probably coming back. Plus, it's easier for Jen if they're back because Jen lives in LA.
Right, and they have the entire
You know what? That would make sense considering the weird things that happened of the Lana and Jen, and I think it was Bex also, that they all took Vancouver out of their
Twitter
setting in
profiles.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really need to film there anymore because they have the entire main street already built as a soundstage.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, so they can move it all down to California and film there cheaper than what it would cost for them to have the whole cast fly up there.
Yeah, I'm still kind of like broken, like, I mean, not broken, torn. That I don't know if I wanted to come back.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Or if I wanted to win.
Because I'm basically of two minds about it. That the writing is so shitty at this point that I'm not sure I wanted to come back and watch JMO and Colin have to suffer through this nonsense anymore. But then again, I would be super sad to never see JMO and Colin as these characters ever again. Like, that would leave me heartbroken and sad. So if the show comes back with them, I will watch it. If it doesn't, then I will mourn the show. I will rewatch it. I will write my fanfic and wait for Colin and Jen's next projects.
Together.
Yes. And honestly, here's the thing. And also, I'm completely terrified of the whole that they'll fuck up and only bring one of them back.
That won't happen.
And I know it won't happen, but it's still a very, very clear fear in my mind, okay? Like,
that
I
would
think
be
it's
the height.
not getting. Oh yes, but I mean, these are the same idiots who thought that the entire season 5 was a good idea.
But see, that's the thing though. ABC, already saw what happened with Castle. They already dealt with that backlash. To have another fan favorite couple get split because one half came back and the other half didn't. They've learned their lesson. I think either JMO and Colin come back as a package deal, or the show doesn't come back.
Yep.
Even if I even hate indulging in rumors, but even if the rumor that JMO's not around, like in every episode, like she gets her episodes cut or something.
Oh fucking.
They would still. I think that's more likely than the show not coming back at all. That JMO's not there all the time.
Well, he's completely ridiculous because he's the main character.
I know it's ridiculous, but I can see a situation where she's been on this show for 6 years and she kind of wants, a little more free time. But if they're filming in LA, then there would be no point to do that. So I think that if the show comes back, they're going to be filming in Los Angeles, and both JMO and Colin will be there.
I think that's kind of why my biggest fear, because it's like I'm watching for Emma, CS, and Charming. If you take out like Charming, and if you take out Emma on half of the episodes, like what the fuck am I even gonna watch?
But I also think that we know for a fact they're negotiating with JMO, Colin, Lana, and Bobby. And I think if all 4 of them don't come back, the show doesn't come back. If all 4 of them sign on, and at whatever capacity, the show comes back. That's what I think.
I don't know why, but I doubt Bobby's gonna sign on.
But I do appreciate I don't trust Adam as far as I can throw him 99% of the time, but I do appreciate when he said that, it will feel like the story is wrapped up at the end of the finale and that no one will be left hanging. So that's good.
Yes, but I don't trust him.
Yeah, his
Me
idea
neither.
of wrapped up and my idea of wrapped up are two different things.
Yep.
Remember when he promised that Will Scarlet would have a storyline for me? Remember
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Yes.
But okay, let's get on to happier shit as far as spoilers, guys.
Yes.
Don Killian for Life 28 says, question for the next podcast. What do you think of the promo poster for the wedding/musical episode? Did everybody squeal when they saw the poster?
I did.
Yes.
I sent it to you. Or did you send it me?
I scaled, I jumped, and I fall on the floor, and I hurt my leg. But I'm okay.
Okay. These things always come out when I'm at work, and my boss literally, well, my supervisor literally sits in front of me. So there's a lot of internal screaming happening. Always.
Oh.
And trying to, not give out your face that you're freaking out. So it's like a lot of.
Yes, it's amazing, and I do love it. So do we think, based on what limited shots we've had of them from the finale, that those rings on that poster are their wedding rings?
I think
Yes.
so.
Which
And
means
if
Emma's
so,
has 5 stones.
boy did good. That boy did good.
Yeah, those doubloons really paid for the good shit. I mean, and that's on top of the rock she's already got, which
I
is
know.
not insignificant.
Nope.
That's a pretty good sized rock she has. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Like I said, this is a budgetary battle. They did not skimp out on.
No, they did not, for which I am thankful.
Yeah, I'm not thankful that they're giving them their just due. Like, finally, they're giving them the entire attention. Finally.
Yes. Okay, so
Hold
Previous
on.
ops, yes. I
I do have to say one thing about the poster. The key art was amazing. What was more amazing was drinking the tea containing all the bitter hater tears from the Swan Queeners who pitched up a storm going, why did they get a fucking poster, those assholes? And then them trying to change it to suit their needs. Because they're like grabbing onto the last vestiges of hope that there might be some Swan Queen left. I'm like, bitches, this is the wedding poster.
dude, at this point, even Lana is over their fuckery.
that was hilarious. Let's not mention it here because, like,
that shit is
Talk
funny.
about it after.
we still should. I mean, it's the final episode, but we should still follow our rule of not criticizing actors.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the after show, guys. But yeah,
What I want to know is what do you guys think of the dress?
we're getting there. I have a question about that. We're getting there.
I
Calm
love
down.
it. Going.
I got another question first. From Anonymous, Adam seems to put CS script teases on Instagram that are quite questionable.
They're kinky.
So I'm assuming that the script tease is in response to the sneak peek where Snow and Charming are bickering over Emma and Killian's wedding, and Charming's like, "No, it's got to be bigger." Why the fuck did Snow even think Granny's was a good idea? Riddle me that, Batman.
I don't know.
But I appreciate Charming being on. My daughter is a princess, and she deserves a princess.
Yes. I was like, "Go,
I'm
Charming."
Was she talking about having?
And I mean, Killian is just really amused by everything.
Yes.
He's just like, okay.
Killian's the type of guy that's like, look, just tell me where and when, and I'll be there. You know, he's like most guys. He just wants her to be happy. Whatever she wants is fine with him. But
here's the thing. Snow is like, we'll have the wedding in the courtyard in the front where the tables are, and then we'll move the reception in here. And I'm just like, are you high? That place isn't big enough even for your like immediate family, regardless of the whole freaking town. What is wrong with you, Snow?
exactly. I was like, look, Killian didn't even want to take her there on their first date Do you really think she's gonna want to
Amen.
have her wedding there? Come the fuck on.
Seriously.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
There
And
are
not only
definitely better places.
and not only that, but I know that it's supposed to be funny and played for laughs, but why the hell is Charming bringing up Whale again? Why don't we bring up the oh wait, Killian died in here?
Don't know.
I think
The
it's really just a diversionary tactic. Honestly, if anything, I think that Charming might be stalling because remember what happened at the beginning of season 6 when she was getting ready to move in with Hook, and he was over there making like 5,000 stacks of pancakes and going overboard trying to be, it's hard for him to let her go. So again, he's probably going to say no to every option that Snow gives him, or make some kind of excuse why it's not the right place, just because he's her father and he's not. It's hard for him to let her go. It's a normal father thing.
Oh yeah.
But obviously he wants her back
That's
to
what
have the
Dad's
back.
gonna have.
yes, he does, for which I am thankful.
Granny is not.
That's what Dad's gonna have to do with me.
I mean, they can have it outside of Regina's house. They can have it at the town hall. But
Well,
with Killian, I would think that the two of them would want to have it somewhere outside where it's pretty. And oh, by the way, Henry can go fuck off and just suck it, because
yes.
really, kid, that was uncalled for. Oh, because then half of your guests are gonna get sick. I'm like, shut up, you little twink. Shut up.
My first reaction was, dude, first of all,
I've never
Dramamine,
seen that
it's a
moment.
thing. Secondly, they don't all have to be on the ship. The wedding itself could be on the ship and everybody else could watch from the dock. I don't care. Like, you don't have to go out into the bay. The ship is docked right there. Just have it on the thing. I'm like, Henry, please, you're not helping. Go play your video game. Let the adults handle it.
Ow.
I just don't understand why Emma was just standing there not saying 2 words. I'm like, woman, this is your wedding. The thing you probably waited for your entire life. Say something.
Well,
let
to be
them
fair,
decide
I
for
don't
you.
think Emma's ever actually imagined her wedding
Grown
before.
Woman.
But I mean, she shouldn't be letting
I
her
feel like
parents
that.
decide for her. This is her day.
No, but
Her day.
She's
Well,
an
okay,
adult.
here's the thing.
She shouldn't be making her own choices.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, here's the thing. I think that she has mentioned her wedding, but at that moment, I don't think that even if she said anything, Snow and Charming would let her talk, because they were literally talking all over each other. So maybe before in the scene, she said something, or she's just way too amused at the idea that of her parents arguing about it, because she never thought she'd have parents to argue about where her wedding would be,
And honestly,
I think we will get in later in the episode at Emma being like, wait, no, I don't like this, or I do like this. But at the moment, I think she was just way too amused to say anything.
the cute thing is that she and Killian seemed so wrapped up in that scene. She looked honestly like she didn't give a shit. She was more concerned with staring into Killian's blue eyes than listening to her parents jabber on about where her wedding should be, which is cute.
Plus, remember, this is the same woman who has spent at least 5 weeks, maybe more, without both her parents in the same room. So she's probably enjoying having both of them back, even with all that entails.
Yeah, I guess. I look forward to seeing the argument that's supposed to take place outside of the town hall. That one.
Yeah, that's gonna be hilarious.
That one looked
No.
explosive.
Kind of gesturing.
I know. I just love myself some family funny affair when it's not dramatic and serious.
Because at least it's engaging. The Black Fairy story. I mean, no, I'm not saying nothing bad about Jamie, because Jamie at least when she plays the Black Fairy, she at least does it. She's cheeky and she's sassy, but she has like an evilness about her
stop
that
for a moment.
makes her believable as this evil, crazy, psychotic character. Whereas,
Stop for a moment.
but the story is just not engaging.
Okay. Michelle can't hear anything.
What?
Michelle can't hear.
Michelle can't hear anything?
Yeah, she is posting it on the chat.
Mm-mm.
Oh dear.
What does she want to do?
Okay. I don't know.
Oh dear.
Well, I'm texting her.
Okay.
know.
Mm.
Okay. Michelle, can you hear me right now? No.
Tell her to go out and then come back in.
No, but she's the one that opened it. If she goes out and comes back.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Give me a second.
Or we could all go out and come back in. She could save this one. And
Yes.
then she can edit them together.
Dude, we'll have to do the podcast again.
No,
No.
we won't have to do it twice. We could finish it and she could edit them together.
Oh.
No. Here's the thing. Okay. One by one, you go out and you come back in. Like, Lisa leaves, then comes back. And then
Okay.
Daniela. But don't leave if the other person hasn't come back.
I won't leave.
Okay? Lisa, you go first.
Okay.
All right, I will go first.
It's a beautiful night. You're looking for something fun to
Okay, I'm back.
Michelle?
do. Okay.
Okay, Daniela, no, you.
No, okay, I'll go first.
No, you leave and come back.
Okay, I'll come back.
Okay, I'm gonna leave and come back.
Okay. It's a beautiful night. We're looking for something fun to do. Hey, baby, I think I wanna marry you. This is a beautiful night. I'm just making those guys to talk.
Okay, can she hear us? My?
I am texting her right now.
Oh,
She doesn't hear us.
okay.
I think we're all going to have to end the call and make a new one.
Okay, let's try if Michelle leaves and comes back. Let's see if it doesn't kind of kill us, okay?
Okay.
Okay. In 3. Do you have to? Okay, I have to come back. Okay.
Yeah, don't leave.
Okay. Okay. This one. Okay. Yeah, this is favorite. Okay. Well, this is very awkward. Forgive us for the technical difficulties we're finding to do.
You know, Google Hangouts is a bitch. I mean, they haven't done this in a while, so they had to do it. So.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Hey, Michelle, can you hear us?
Yes, I can
Yeah.
hear you now.
Let's see. I'm a genius.
I can hear you now. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
moving on.
Moving back
That
to
was
your
weird.
special
I had to say
5 minutes of but Michelle can hear it, so we had to do some technical. So,
Well, I was worried about I was worried about leaving and coming back because I'm like, I've got this stop broadcast button, and I'm like, is that gonna fuck everything up if I leave and come back? But it turns out no, it's here, so we're good.
Yeah, I was gonna say
everyone else first.
Okay.
Now, on to the discussion about the wedding dress. Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let me read the question. From Anonymous, question for the next podcast. What did you think of Emma's wedding dress, and where do you think the wedding is taking place?
Well, it's obviously on a rooftop. You could tell that from the picture.
Well, and Kat said it was on a rooftop. I think it's on the cannery rooftop by the docks.
Ooh, that's work.
Because I hope for if anything of Killian is going to be in this wedding, please let it be near the ocean if it can't be on the fucking ship. That's all I'm asking.
Because nothing else in that picture looks Emma at all.
Well, to be fair, I don't think they're truly right. Nobody in that picture is recognizable except for Snow, Emma, and Regina. So I'm missing something.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that it seems to me based on that picture that they invited a bunch of people no one's ever heard of to this wedding to fill out the so that they can have dancers because it's a musical, and secondly that it's Snow planned this thing because
Not that the dress isn't beautiful. It is. There are some things about it that are questionable, like the veil from hell.
Oh my god, I hate that thing. I'm just gonna say it. I hate the headpiece and the veil. First of all, if they wanted to do like a tiara or even make that doily like smaller or something, that would have been better. And secondly, we all forgotten that Killian's got one hand. How the hell is he supposed to lift this veil?
Well, okay. The way
I don't like the veil. I'm just gonna say it.
It's obvious that they patterned this dress almost carbon copy off of Grace Kelly's dress, and Emma looks beautiful in it. Emma, don't get me wrong. She looks beautiful in it. I need to see the dress from a better front angle because the bottom half looks like a white sheet, but I can't see it well enough, so I'll have to wait till the actual that photograph that Keegan made of her sitting in that chair didn't do it any favors. But anyway, the headpiece, the way that Grace Kelly had her headpiece, it was a doily, but it was type thing, but it was fashioned into it looked like a crown.
Yeah,
and that's what that would have looked better.
This looks like like an Evil Queen knockoff.
Yeah. It looks like.
Don't criticize it. I thought it was beautiful. And I actually think it's very Emma. Like, I can actually imagine, like, a younger Emma seeing this and loving it, wanting something like that. I think it's actually very different for Emma.
Okay, I can accept that reasoning if I see it on screen. Like, I need to either see like a flashback with little baby Emma like admiring that dress or something, or I need to see them actually shopping for the dress and Emma actually picking it out herself. Because right now it just feels like something that J-Mo picked, and it's more like J-Mo. But here's the thing, though. Emma's wardrobe has been becoming more and more like J-Mo's wardrobe for the past season and a half.
Well, yeah, but that's because Emma is.
But Emma is not J-Mo.
No, but I
understand the concept. Okay, wait. Let me get this out. I understand the concept of Emma like opening herself up and she's embrace like more willing to embrace her feminine side and all that stuff. I get that, but there's a difference between doing that and basically wearing things out of J-Mo's closet, which is what it looks like. I mean, we just saw what J-Mo was wearing to that event for her play, and that shirt she was wearing literally looks like something Emma would wear in Storybook right now.
Yeah, but that was her original style before she needed before all her walls came out. It's quite possible that they have a similar style.
Yeah, but we don't know that because we've never seen it on because they've never really given us an explanation.
But
Like-
you can even like if you go back, it's similar to what she was wearing when she was
Isn't
God.
McKenna Gray supposed to do another episode? Didn't she film a second episode?
Yeah, she's gonna be in the musical.
So
Yeah.
hopefully this will show us like what she wanted, when she was a child. Like what
I mean, if they do that, I will shut the fuck up. Except for that veil because it's terrible.
Yeah.
But
Remember, it's a picture. It can look better on
But-
the screen.
also,
I mean-
that's also true. I mean, I need to see a better angle of it. I need to see it like straight on. And also having Snow next to her in that atrocious dress is not doing the wedding dress any favors.
Also,
Maybe
yeah, those dresses awful.
What did Ginny do, Eduardo? Why does he hate her? Seriously, I need to know this. He has not had a good dress since season 3. What the fuck, Eduardo?
Because I mean, Charming.
It's like she got pregnant. It's like her getting pregnant personally offended him.
Charming looks all dashing in his tux, and Ginny looks like the '80s threw up all
It's so
over her.
bad.
Oh my god! I mean, I
No,
get,
And she matches the bunting.
I mean, I get that in Storybrooke the choices are limited, but they're trying to make her look older than she is.
And that's the
They're
thing.
trying to make her look like she's 60. She's in her 30s. Come on.
And
give her a
guys,
break.
Emma has magic. She could just magic her mom some clothes. She could magic herself a dress.
Exactly.
And like I keep saying, if they give us a reason why Emma picked this dress and that it looks better than it does in that one shot, I will shut the fuck up. I swear.
Remember, I have one good example for that. Remember when the first pictures of Emma's Beauty and the Beast dress came out? Everyone called it ugly and said it was basically a prom dress. Once you see the movie, and the dress is actually gorgeous in motion,
Yeah.
But
So it could be that.
But the Eduardo version of the Belle dress is atrocious.
Oh, no,
And this is Eduardo designing the dress, or basically copying Grace Kelly's dress.
Maybe, but I said, keep your options open.
I want to, I really do, but everything. And I kind of get. And what is with spoiling the dress this early? And apparently, we're gonna find out what Killian's wearing tomorrow after the episode on TV
because
Live.
they're trying to get ratings up. They want people to be
Yeah.
excited for it. They want people to tune in because it's it's like the penultimate episode of. Actually, it's not just the penultimate episode of the season. It's the penultimate episode of the show. Period. So
It could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
if the show
They're
does not
doing a
go
lot
on
more
past,
promotion.
if the show does not go on past this year, they want as much people to watch it towards the end as possible.
Yeah, especially because the ratings for ABC in general have been pretty shitty. So they're trying to drum up emotion.
I feel like I need to get into Leanne's headspace because she went on and on gushing about she's down there to watch and film this, and she's like, Ginny looks so beautiful, and looks amazing, and I looked at that picture, and you could see Lana standing amongst the guests wearing what looked like a pantsuit, and of course you have Ginny looking like the 80s just had a party, and I'm like, what is your headspace? Because oh my Jesus, they don't look good at all.
And my other problem with the wide shot, why the fuck is Henry holding the book? It's his mother's wedding. Is it physically attached to him at this point? Is he so perturbed about the end of the book or whatever that he has to bring it to his mother's wedding?
I'm assuming because he's an author and he has to record it. I guess.
No.
That's the only thing I think of.
No. Unless he's literally bent over the book, like writing the vows as they speak them. No.
Either that or it's a symbolic thing that, of this journey that
or maybe it's a part of the musical episode thing.
Oh God. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's because it took us to make musical episode.
I'm hoping against hope that when I get a better angle of it and I get better shots of the dress, that I will see what Leanne sees when she looks at the dress. But that headpiece is just so fucking distracting.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Oh yeah, it could be Brother Pierce.
I can
it
tell
might
you,
be. I want it to be,
there
but
is one thing.
I'm on the low expectations train now. I was really excited after the second proposal and the poster. I was like, yeah, bring it on. Now I'm just like, oh, again.
I can tell. I can tell y'all this much, and it should assuage our fears a little bit. When they came out with all those articles after the end of last week's episode, talking about them getting married, in the article, Admin Eddie said that they finally came clean with the fact that them singing in this is not just, it's not a one off, like just because we wanted to have them sing. Actually, Colin said it, saying that the reason why they're going to be singing in it is because something happens and it's causing them to have to do this. So I guess that means they're pulling a Buffy.
I was thinking
They were gonna have to, because they're not just randomly breaking out in a song any other time.
Right. So I don't
yeah,
know.
and they're gonna have a car crash like in Grey's Anatomy.
But
So maybe the Black Fairy decides to cast a spell on them just to piss them off or something.
but please, there are two things I need. If I get nothing else from this wedding, I need two things. Number one, they do not sing their vows. Please do not do that. Please. And number two, anybody but Archie. Anybody but Archie. Please do not let Archie officiate this wedding. My nominee, Shady Blue. Because Keegan was there, clearly. And last time we saw Blue, she was in a coma or some shit. So I think she's awake, and they're going to have her officiate the wedding.
I hope so.
Do you think?
Otherwise, it's gonna be Archie.
Do you think that Killian and Emma are going to write their own vows?
God, I hope
They
so.
have to.
They have to. They can't just do the regular vows. Not for this couple. That don't work.
Yeah, I mean, till that do us part. That already happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And Rich Nether Pool. That already happened.
Yeah, she's marrying a pirate with treasure.
Yeah. What treasure?
It's just because
treasure.
the two of them have been through so much that I know there's so much that they want to say. So hopefully.
I mean, and it'll be adorable because Emma's not so good with the words, but I kind of need to hear her. I kind of need to hear her words at this point. This is the moment. If she does it no other time, this is kind of the moment where I need to hear her words.
You know what I would really love, that when they get to the part, that if anyone sees should know why these two should not be wed, speak now or forever hold your peace. No, what I want is for Snow to turn around and give the whole audience a death glare, I dare you, motherfuckers.
That would be funny, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So wait a minute. So okay, this is an unpopular opinion.
Uh-oh.
But I'm gonna say it anyway. I can't really say, given how the Snowing Emma relationship has been written over the course of this show, I can't really say I'm a fan of both of them walking her down the aisle. I understand why it's happening. I understand what the show wants me to feel. But in that picture, all I see is Jenny's ugly dress. And I can't really say I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, I would have preferred it was just her father. Not that I don't love Snow and everything, but yeah, the dress kind of overpowers all three of them.
Yes.
It even the dress is wearing her, basically.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, that was the first thing I saw. Not Emma in her dress. It was Ginny. It was Snow and that butt ugly thing.
I would really have preferred the intimacy and the symbolicness of Charming walking her.
Yeah, but here's my thing.
Yeah.
And this is a weird thing. I almost would have preferred Emma walk by herself.
Or Henry.
Because I'm not really a fan of the whole idea. Please don't do the who gives this woman to this man shit. Please don't do that. Please, I beg of you. Don't do it. Please don't do that
But
patriarchy shit.
but
'Cause
I can see
that'll
why
make me
she
crazy.
would want to have her father walk, because she grew up without any parents.
Well, that's
at
what I'm
all. So
saying.
to
I
have this is like a
understand the
big deal for her.
concept. I'm just saying that given the way, if the Snow and Emma relationship had been written better over the course of the show, and it didn't take until literally last week for Snow to put her daughter first, then I would understand why this is happening and I would be for it. But it literally took them until last week.
Yeah, well,
And I'm just not a fan. I mean, maybe it'll come off better when I actually see it. I'm just saying right now, I'm not a fan.
I have one small request for this wedding. I know it probably won't happen, but a girl can dream. Emma has all this family there, and Killian has no one. I would love to see Liam and Nemo to be there. I mean, they probably won't.
No.
I wish so he could have
The
some
hell is
family
that?
there.
yeah, seriously.
Sorry.
I would love for them to be there so he could have some family there.
Okay, no.
I would almost love for Zeus to give Liam a little bit of shore leave so that he could.
Oh, if we get to this wedding and Liam the Elder, original recipe Liam, is not mentioned, I'm going to flip tables.
Yeah.
Because I have to imagine that Killian has there's one regret is that his brother is not here to see him on his big day.
See, I really don't care about Elder Liam, so I can do without him.
I just need him mentioned just once.
Yeah. And I know we're not gonna get it, but a girl can dream herself. That I wish that after the wedding, Emma and Cole could go to their house and have their wedding night.
They're not gonna.
I know,
But on the plus side, Regina is not a bridesmaid. Hallelujah. Sorry.
I don't care about that.
He might there's any bridesmaids.
That's okay.
No, it's probably going to be Snow and Charming standing on either side.
Oh, well, you know what? I would laugh a lot. That is probably not gonna happen. If the bridesmaids are, Elsa and it's like they literally bring without telling anyone they bring back Elsa.
I would love them to bring back Elsa, but it's never going to happen.
I know. Let me know, okay? They bring back Elsa, and then Ariel stands on
Killian's side. That'd be great.
It would be nice if Henry was to be his best man. Now that
it's got to be Charming.
Now that Henry is his stepson and everything.
No, it's got to be Charming.
Nice.
Charming is his bro.
It's got to be Charming.
Yeah. To be best man and father of the bride.
Yes. Why can't Snow's gonna be mother of the bride and a bridesmaid? Guarantee you that's why her dress matches the bunting.
I guess.
But based on that one photo and what we can see of the venue, I stand by my generic. That right now, as it stands right now, it looks kind of generic.
Did you notice the floor?
Yeah.
The black and white checkerboard floor, which is I was like at first when I saw it, I was like, is that in Regina's office? That's what's on the floor in her office. I'm like, please don't tell me that they went and decided to do this in Regina's office.
No, they're clearly outside because you can see the sunset in the background.
Yeah, I didn't notice that at first until someone pointed out. They said that it was outside, so then I looked up at the.
But here's my question: why is the thing they're walking on green?
The what?
They're walking. The aisle is green.
It looks like grass. It looks like fake grass.
Yeah.
What would it be fake grass?
Maybe they forgot to green screen it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, because right now, I'm other than the green and the checkerboard, I'm kind of getting the feeling like at the beginning of Steel Magnolias, when they're like the whole church has been hosed down in Pepto-Bismol, and that's kind of what I'm getting.
There's a lot of elements in that scene that seem just kind of thrown together. that don't make sense. Why that? Like you got the bunting that matches what Snow's got on. You got the checkerboard floor, and also how would you do it on the roof of a building? First of all, there's a danger that people are going to fall and get hurt. Then you got like stuff on the building, that like
Air vents.
electrical shit that makes a fuck ton of noise. Wait, why?
I don't know.
Like makes zero sense.
My other question is: does Storybook not have a church or something?
No.
But the nuns have a convent.
They've never been shown to have a religious thing, anything.
I don't know.
Oh wait, they do have a church.
I still think, but yeah, they do.
They do have a church.
Yeah, we saw it in season 3 with the nuns. Yeah. That's where they trap Pan's shadow. There were pews and everything. I don't know if they thought maybe if they did it there with stained glass, that it would be too snowing like. I don't know. I mean, I want to keep an open mind about it, but that picture we did get did not make me overly excited, is all I'm saying.
Can we talk about the script teases for next episode?
Didn't we do that?
We just said a little comments and then we laughed and then we continue.
Well,
most of the script teases for Snow and Charming and Emma had to do with, obviously them having disagreements about the venue, and everything else was Black Fairy, Regina. Blah, blah.
Okay, here's what I need. I need to see Emma, at the very least, take a bigger hand in planning her own wedding than we saw in the sneak peek.
Yes.
Please. I don't want it to turn into Snow's wedding.
I take it that you have no interest in the Zelina Black Fairy plotline.
Hell no.
no.
I'm still
Does
trying to
anybody?
understand why she's
I do.
I'm still trying to understand why she would go to Zelina for help. Zelina is literally like a non-character at this point. She does nothing. What do you think? What could the Black Fairy possibly think she could get, help-wise from her?
Well, Zelina is technically very powerful.
She is very powerful, but they have shunted her to the side. Like, whoa.
Oh yeah,
I mean, she doesn't even bicker with her sister anymore. It's so sad. But yeah, I would, if this entire episode was wedding planning, I would be okay with that. I know it won't be, but I wish it was.
Oh yes.
They're supposed to have some flashbacks, according to Rebecca, about something happening to her befriending the Tin Man.
Mm-hmm.
I guess in Oz, and whatever happened with that.
Oh God. Please don't fuck up the Tin Man, please.
I
beg of you.
And please, Zelina, I hope Zelina doesn't give the wand thingy to the Black Fairy. Because if she does that, I'm going to slap her before Emma or Regina does.
So basically, we've got 2 filler episodes before we get to the wedding, people.
True.
Pace yourselves.
Wait, 2?
I don't.
Not 1?
What I don't understand is if the Black Fairy is such an important person for this storyline, and she's the big bad. Why is her background story filler episode coming at the very end? That makes no sense. It should have come much earlier.
No
because
idea.
nothing in this show makes sense.
Amen.
Anyhow.
Okay. So do we have anything else? That was our last question.
Not particularly.
I love my Charm Charm.
I love that Captain Swan is engaged and that the Swan Queeners can die and just go and accept it, or there's the door.
Let's not bring them in, like seriously.
Yeah, let's not bring it down.
Okay.
But yay, CS is getting married. Woo!
They're getting married. They're getting married. They're getting married. Finally.
At least we know the music will be on point because I trust Mark.
Or as Colin likes to,
Holy
as
shit! Are we gonna get another version of the Captain Swan theme as they do their vows? Please.
Or as Colin
Yeah,
likes,
well, didn't Allison say something like that?
Yes,
Colin-
I think she did.
as Colin likes to say, going to the chapel and we're gonna get married, going
He's
to
really
the chapel.
He's really excited. He's really excited about this because he's just like because JMO's just trying to like tease it without spoiling it, and he's like, "Fuck it, they're getting married."
Jamo has been posting about the wedding like every 5 seconds.
Yes.
And also it's me, Chris, Eric, whatever his name is, posted when he said about when Colin was going the chat, the CS is going to the chapel. He says tacos.
Well, I hope Smee's there. That would be weird.
Well, Smee is like really literally the only person remaining from his old crew. Everyone else dead. He's literally Hook's oldest friend.
Yeah.
That's just sad.
Yeah, that's sad. All right. Well,
See you all.
we will be back next week to talk about wedding planning.
Yeah, and
That's the
about
only thing happening.
and about what we would give to Captain Swan as a wedding gift if we were gonna go to their wedding.
Oh, should we mention the charity project?
Which
Yes.
project? Mention it.
Mention it.
The Captain Swan Wedding Charity Project. I don't have the link, but
In lieu of gifts, we're donating things to charities that JMO and Colin support.
We'll put the link later on the website.
yeah. If I can track it down, I'll add it to this post, but we'll see. All right. Well, we'll talk to you all next week. Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.